So let's get started here. So today we're going through a basic walkthrough of the IDX Broker platform. I'm just going to kind of show you some things that you might already know about and how to maybe get the most out of some stuff that you might not know. Let's just kind of go over the basics here first. Just kind of a basic idea of how IDX Broker works. We start by downloading the data from your MLS or the data vendor and then presenting it to you and your website users with a variety of tools such as the IDX pages and the widgets and the like. So some of these tools include, like I said, pages, which are pre-built. They do things like allow your customers to search through the MLS data, browse through the results for those searches, get details on the listings, and even contact you or sign up as a lead on your website. There's the wrapper, which we use to help integrate the IDX pages in your website so it's a seamless experience for you and your customers. The widgets, which can be used to display IDX content on your pages. Save links. These let you create custom results to highlight listings for things like specific communities or specific features or even within a specific price range. And we even provide you with some lead capture functionality to help you convert page views into potential customers. All these tools are made to be customized and integrated with your website so that your users have a seamless experience when they search for properties. So let's start by talking about the IDX Broker pages. These pages come with your account, they're pre-built, and they're basically the meat and potatoes of the IDX system. They're what let your customers search for the house that they're looking for, the property that they're looking for, and allow you to display those properties on your site in a way that
So yeah, it just makes them look like your site. So these are great. This is, like Shannon said, this is the bulk of the content on IDX. This is how you'll get most of your search criteria and your search forms and then your results pages as well.
So starting at the home screen where you log in, you go to Designs, Pages, and this is where you'll find the list of all the pre-built IDX pages that come with your account. They're broken up into the different page categories: search pages, result pages, details pages, etc. We've got the basic search page, and like I said, this is a very basic search function. It lets people look for properties in specific cities, counties, postal codes, lets them search by min and max price, beds and baths they're looking for, square feet, that kind of thing. And then we have the advanced search page. Now this is the page that lets people really look for the property that they're looking for the most. It's got a variety of different fields that can be searched through. If they're looking for places that take pets, or they're looking for specific lot sizes, all sorts of things. And these fields, they can be customized.
Yes, this is indeed an MLS search. You may notice on the advanced search, some of these fields don't match your MLS. In fact, I would guarantee that some of these fields don't match your MLS because each MLS has its own advanced search. So in Oregon, a casita may not be really important, but in Florida, that what we up here call like a mother-in-law house or an extra property is super important. There's going to be different fields in each MLS, so this may not look familiar, but it is indeed a search off of the MLS data.
And so as I was saying, you can actually customize these fields to look for everything that your customers might be interested in. And to do this, you go under the Designs and Pages section, and to the right of the advanced search, you'll see there's this link for fields under the Customize column. Click on that, and it'll bring up this page. Now these fields are customizable by property type. Each property type could have its own fields. So let's just start by taking a look at single-family properties. You can see in here, these are the fields that are preset on the page. So when you pull up that search page, these are the fields that you're going to see. They can actually be moved around back and forth. You can change how they show their data from lists to minimum, maximum fields to text fields and wild text, which lets people type in just a portion of text and maybe they can find what they're looking for that way. They can also be removed by clicking on the little trash can icons. And then to the right here, we have all of the available advanced fields that can be searched through your MLS. So like in this case, if you wanted to have the ability to search for fireplaces, you click on the little plus icon to add it to the section, and then you can choose how the field is displayed. either as a list or a yes or no. In this case, I'd go with yes or no. And then once that's done, you would click Save Property Type, go back to your advanced search page, and you'll see now that the fireplaces field has been added there. There are other types of search pages as well. We've got an address search page that lets people search for the street address, the listing ID, and this lets people search by the MLS listing ID number. And then there's an email update sign-up page, and this page lets people sign up as leads and save the search that they create to get email updates for the properties that they're looking for. So when a new property comes into your feed, they'll be emailed an update to let them know, hey, there's a new property you might want to look at. And now we take a look at the results pages. The results pages are basically what you see after you run a search. So once the customer hits search, it brings up the results, and this is a results page. And there's a couple different types. They're all pretty much the same. They'll look basically the same. But we've got some preset to show off your featured listings. So any listing where you or your agents are the primary listing agent on the listing, this is where those will show up. That way you can separate them out from the rest of the MLS search and really highlight those on your website. And then of course there's a sold and pending. This will show any properties that you have that have gone out of an active status since you've had an IDX Broker account. And these show up in the listing section. I'll show you that in a little bit. And then we have a map search page. So yeah, they'll see pins here. It'll show them the various properties that are available in the area. It'll give them a little bit and let them click through to see the next kind of page that I wanted to show you, which is a details page. The details page gives the information about a property, gives your client the ability to contact you about the property down here or up here. There are various links. You've got a printable flyer so that you can print those off, or your customers can print those off so that they can hold on to that and bring it to you. And then I kind of want to show you how to kind of take control of these pages and make them work for you.
So yeah, these all look a little bit different. They don't quite match. You know, why is that?
Each page has the ability, or most of the pages have the ability to change the layout of the page. So if you take a look here at, say, the results that we got earlier, this is a good looking page, but maybe you want it to look a little bit different. So in here, under pages to the right for the results page, you'll see an edit link for the layout. If you click on that, you're going to see that you have different options for how the layouts can look on the pages. So maybe I want it to have kind of a grid look, so I can choose this platinum grid option. Go back to my results page, and you see how it lines those up differently and gives it kind of a different feel. Each of the pages kind of have their own options for the layout, like the advanced search. Right now we're using the mobile first search layout, but maybe we want to choose the basic. You can see how that kind of changes the header for the search menu and the layout a little bit. You also have the option to do things like add subheaders to the top of your pages. So in the same place, under Designs pages, to the right of the page, you'll see a subheader option. Click on that. It's telling you that it's going to be using the global subheader. If I were to put something in the global subheader, right now we'll just put test. This is actually going to apply it to all of the IDX pages, not just that advanced search page that I wanted to edit. So you'll see put test here at the top of my listing ID and here at the top of my results page. So in order to apply it to specific pages, you want to click on this page section here. There's a button at the top. Choose the page that you want to apply it to. In this case, I wanted to apply it to the advanced search. Type it in, save the changes, and it'll show up. Now this section is, or this place is what we call a WYSIWYG. This means what you see is what you get. And it works kind of like your basic word editor program. You can actually change the text properties here, give it a bigger font, make it bold, and center it. You apply those changes, and you see here it'll show up kind of in the way that you want it to show up. You also have the option to turn that WYSIWYG off and apply HTML styles to those pages or to those subheaders. So there are a couple other ways to do some custom designing on your pages, one of which is the custom CSS section. In here, you can apply custom CSS to your IDX pages. Just like the subheaders, it's separated into global, categories, pages, and saved links. Now this section will require that you have a bit of working knowledge of CSS or a designer to help you out. But in here you can actually apply changes to those pages. So moving on from pages, I'm going to show you the wrappers. And the wrapper is what makes the IDX page look like your page. So right now this advanced search page is wrapped in the design of the page that we've already created. But let me show you what it looks like before a wrapper is applied. So this is what they look like before they're wrapped. And usually when we send your account credentials to you, we've already wrapped the page with the basic design and layout of your website. We typically do this as what's known as a static wrapper. The static wrapper is kind of like a snapshot of what your page looks like at the time that we set up that wrapper. In so much that it's not, if you update the design of the page, it's not going to update the design on the IDX Broker side. And then we have what's called a dynamic wrapper. Now, a dynamic wrapper you can set up using a content management system. If you have WordPress or Squarespace or Weebly or something like that, you might be familiar with what a content management system is. Basically, once you've applied a design or changed the design on your site using a CMS, it usually applies it to all of the other pages on your site. So a dynamic wrapper is basically a page that you set up on your site. It's hosted on your end.
Basically, you'll set this up, and we have instructions on what to put in here so that IDX knows where to put its content. Our system will go out every few hours, grab that information, the content, the HTML, the CSS, and then we'll just insert our information into that so that if you make changes to your navigation or to the colors or the styling, it'll automatically change all your IDX pages as well. So that's great. So that kind of goes through some of the pre-built IDX pages, some of the content that stays on our server. But sometimes you might want a little more. You might want some information on your home page or on a blog post or some little things just to spread out throughout your whole website, not just on IDX. So how do we get some of that information?
So you can do that using widgets, and widgets are basically snippets of code that allow you to display IDX content on pages that you have built and hosted on your end. It's a great way to add content to a page. If you've built a page about a community and you want to kind of display an idea of what kind of properties are available there, you can create a widget to display those properties. So to create a widget, what you would do is you would go into the IDX Broker dashboard and you click on Designs, Widgets, and Create. And this is going to start the process for creating a widget. And there are a few different types of widgets. There's a slideshow. This one will show a single property image and details at a time and will rotate through the different properties that you set up or set the search criteria to show for this particular widget. A showcase sets up a grid-like pattern, so it'll display several properties in a row and in columns as you need them. And then there's the carousel widget, which is your basic slider kind of widget. It'll show several properties at a time. It'll give the user the option to scroll through them, or it'll automatically do it on its own.
So yeah, carousels are
Right.
great, just a horizontal list of probably 3 or 4, and then you can click through to more.
So I'm going to show you how to set up a carousel widget real quick. Once you've chosen the type of widget you want to build, you tell it what kind of properties you want to feature. You can choose to feature your own properties, the featured properties that we discussed earlier, where you or your agents are the primary listing agent on the property. supplemental properties which you can build on in the IDX Broker dashboard. If you have a team account, you can feature certain agents, so you'll choose an agent and it'll show just their specific properties where they're the primary listing agent. In this case, I want to do a custom search. So when you choose a custom search, it lets you choose a search page to build from. I like to use the advanced search because it, like I said before, it really gives you the ability to customize what kind of properties the client is looking for. So real quick, we'll just say that I'm looking for properties between $300,000, $900,000 with at least 3 bedrooms, and I want to have a fireplace. Real quick to test to see if you're going to get the properties you're looking for, you can click this button here where it says View Results in a new window. It'll open up in a new tab and you'll see that I've chosen to look for something that doesn't return any properties. So instead I might go back and reset my search, put that price range back in there, choose my bedrooms, and I'll leave the fireplace section out. So now you'll see that it's returned some properties, so good. So next, I'll name it, say properties between 300,000 and 900,000. And you can choose to increase the number of columns for the carousel. This will make it so that right now it'll show 3 properties. I can ask it to show 4. You can have it open the link in a new window or choose to let it just go to the page. Once I'm done customizing the widget, I'll click Build Widget, and it's going to give me this code. And this script is what you want to copy and paste into your website so that it'll show up. Now, I don't have a page to paste it into at the moment, but I can preview the widget to see what it'll look like when it shows up on my page. And you see here the carousel shows the 4 properties that I wanted it to show, and then the user can scroll through, or if they leave it alone, it'll scroll through on its own. So next, I'm going to show you the saved links. And the saved links are a great way to expand the IDX content on your page. You can create saved links to display properties for specific areas or within specific price points, or maybe to show off certain features like waterfront properties or properties with pools, etc. To get there, you're going to go in your IDX Broker dashboard to Preferences, Saved Links, Create. And this is a lot like the custom search for the widget. You'll choose a search page to search from. Again, I'm going to do Advanced Search. Click Next Step, and it's basically the same idea. You set up a search to display what you're looking for. In this case, we're going to say gated communities. And that's all I want to set up for this one. I just want to display gated communities within the cities that I'm searching for. You click Next Step, and here's where you can customize things like the title of the page. In this case, I'm just going to call it Gated Communities. You can even change the way that the URL displays so that when the address pops up on the address bar, it could say something else, just like gated. You can add in meta tags and meta tag keywords to give it SEO value. And then you can also add a subheader to it. So in this case, and again, if you have an office level account, you can choose an agent to add to the save link so that when somebody comes to the site and uses this saved link and then requests information on a property, it'll assign that request to a specific agent. I'm going to click Save and Manage Links. It's going to take me into the management page, and you'll see right here that it showed up at the top. And here you can preview the link, which will give you the results page with the gated community. And then you can take this URL from the address bar and link to it from your website so that your customers can get to it.
So those are the basics. Yeah. But do we have any quick questions? We just have a few minutes. Does anyone have any questions about what we went through today? The logo, in this case, that is the logo from the MLS itself. If it is your featured property, it will show whatever logo you put in there. And otherwise, it's an MLS by MLS issue. A lot of times they will require their actual logo on those images. We like WordPress just because it's easy. If you have an HTML5 site and you are comfortable building that out, we work perfectly well with that as well. Oh, that's a good question. Let's go ahead and add an open house really quick.
Okay. So to add an open house,
listings active.
right. and you'll choose one of your active listings from the list.
And it's as simple as clicking the number,
Right.
in this case 0, under the OH, which stands for open house. And then we can just add it here.
Right, so we'll tell them that house will be viewable on Saturday from...
Ooh, this is new stuff. This is cool. I like this.
Oh yeah, they just updated this. So we'll say 8 a.m., 3 p.m. of Alec hosting the house. Click submit.
But yeah, this is how you'll add open houses. You can also add an open house within your MLS, and we will pick that up. So if you're in your MLS and you're putting in your images and your description, you can usually also add open house information there, and that'll be pulled into IDX Broker automatically. Oh, the IDX updates, it depends on your MLS. Sometimes it's once per day on some MLSs. Some MLSs, we have it as low as, I think, an hour. Many of our MLSs is less than 12-hour update, and that really depends on your MLS. You can go to idxbroker.com, and you can search when your MLS was last updated. And you just do MLS feeds, feed coverage, and then let's just...
Pick one out of the top here.
And you can see this one was last updated about 10 hours ago, almost 11 hours ago. So you can always check there, or within your IDX Broker account, it says that as well.
Thank you very much. If you have any other questions, feel free to contact us. You can email us at help@idxbroker.com, and then always look out for future webinars at www.idxbroker.com/IDX_webinar. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, and have a great day, guys.